How can you find the least common denominator? Up to now, you have learned 3 methods for finding common denominators. The problem with the last method you learned is that you often multiply by needlessly large numbers. In this video, you will learn how to find the least common denominator, often shortened to LCD. To do this, you need to use prime factorization. This is the method. 1. Write down each of the denominators underneath each other. 2. Find the prime factorization for each of the denominators. 3. Include the factors that cover all the denominators. And 4. The product of these factors is the least common denominator. Let's look at an example. You want to calculate 7/30ths plus 6/35ths. Since 30 and 35 are unequal, you must find a common denominator between them to find the answer. To find the least common denominator, write the 2 denominators beneath each other like this. Then, write down the prime factorization for each denominator. The prime factorization for 30 is 2 times 3 times 5. And the prime factorization for 35 is 5 times 7. Now, you must choose the factors that cover both denominators. To cover 30, you include 2 times 3 times 5. To cover 35, you only include the factor 7, because 5 has already been included. The least common denominator is therefore 2 times 3 times 5 times 7, where 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 times 7 is 210. So, 210 is the least common denominator. Now you need to expand the fractions by the factors missing from the least common denominator, which is 210. 7 over 2 times 3 times 5 must be expanded by 7, and 6 over 5 times 7 must be expanded by 2 and 3. Hence, you get 7 times 7, which equals 49, and 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 is 210. Then, 2 times 3, which is 6, 6 times 6 equals 36, and 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 is 210. The denominators are now equal, so you may add the numerators together. 49 plus 36 over 210 equals 85 210ths. Here, both the numerator and denominator are divisible by 5, because all the numbers end in a 5 or 0. 85 divided by 5 is 17, and 210 divided by 5 is 42. The reduced fraction is then 17/42. You can see that 210 is the least common denominator. While 210 isn't all that small, using the method from the previous video would have given you a common denominator of 1050, much bigger. Now let's take a look at a slightly longer example. You want to find 3/4 plus 1/6 plus 2/15. Again, the denominators are unequal, so you need to find a common denominator. Let's find the LCD. Here, the denominators are 4, 6, and 15. You write them beneath each other, like this, and find the prime factorization of each of them. The prime factorization of 4 is 2 times 2. The prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. The prime factorization of 15 is 3 times 5. You can see that you must include 2 times 2 to cover 4, and also you need to include the 3 to cover the denominator 6. Finally, you must include the 5 to cover the prime factorization for 15. Putting them together, you have found that the least common denominator is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, which equals 60. So again, you need to expand each fraction by the factors that are missing to get to 60. This means you must expand 3/4 by 3 times 5, or 15. Then, you expand 1/6 by 2 times 5, or 10. Finally, you expand 2/15 by 2 times 2, or 4. You can then work out that 3/4 is the same as 45/60, 1/6 is equal to 10/60, and 2/15 equals 8/60. 45 plus 10 equals 55. 55 plus 8 equals 63. The answer is 63/60. Both 63 and 60 are divisible by 3, because the sums of the digits in each number are divisible by 3. 63 divided by 3 is 21, and 60 divided by 3 is 20. The final answer is 21/20. To find the least common denominator, you include prime factors so that all the denominators are covered.